Peace. What it is. All right, so I left off. I said left off with Shem. Shem is Shin and Mem, which is fire with the fire within the waters. The fire is your soul, your kundalini, and the waters is the waters. Your body. Your body is made up of 80% water, right? So the waters is your body, and also just let me just give you something. Waters is the moon. The moon represents the waters in astrology. The waters is your emotions. And this is why Jesus is, once again, your heart, right? And also the sun, right? And now the word sin, right, is same as the word shin in Hebrew, okay? And that means fire, but in a what was it? Is it Sanskrit? I want to say it meant the moon. Simply meant the moon. And even in Hebrew, the next letter is tau, which is Tau, which is the cross, which represents the moon as well. Now, if you look at if you get like the Kabbalistic Encyclopedia, it'll tell you that represents Saturn, but that's the Golden Dawn's outlook or whatever, and that's Aleister Crowley shit, and they was deliberately trying to turn the world backwards, what they did. But anyway, all right. Goddamn, how I get off into all that, man. Like, okay, the point of that was Shem, excuse me, represents the soul within the body, okay? And Japheth is your mind, right? And Ham is the physical body within itself. So that's why they said Ham, or well, actually they said Canaan, which is a descendant of Ham, right? Is the will be the servant of Japheth and of Shem, because Japheth is going to serve Shem, because Shem is the soul, Japheth is the mind, and Canaan is it's either the pineal, or it's either the kundalini. It's one of the two. What did Canaan mean? Canaan meant to bend, so it meant to kneel, and I can't remember. I think so. I think that was So I think it's your pineal. But anyway, it's the physical body, and it will serve the mind. You see, the physical body will serve the mind. You see what I'm saying? And the curse is the melanin. All right. So y'all got to know that the Bible, you know what I'm saying, it wasn't given to you necessarily by your direct ancestors. You understand what I'm saying? So it's not necessarily written for you to like written in plain for you to understand who you are in it. You know what I mean? It's like coded. And you know what I mean? Like on purpose, because back in the day we was getting murdered for practicing our own religion. So when these things was written, it was codes put in there so we can find out who we were later, when we have this opportunity now where we can go get any book or any dictionary or just Google whatever the fuck we want. And this is why you can't be angry at your mama or your grandma because they still in the church. Is because, you understand what I'm saying? 20 years ago, you couldn't pull out your phone, out your device out your pocket and find out anything you wanted to know. You understand what I'm saying? So you can't blame your mom and them for, still going to church, because that's what they see works out here, even though not really. But you understand what I'm saying? This is you a new generation, all right? And we really the lost generation, because they really didn't teach us shit. You know what I'm saying? And what they did teach us was wrong. They're not. It's not many of us who grew up in the culture. You understand what I'm saying? So, all right. So, damn. So, what's my point? Okay, mankind, human. All right. So, mankind, and this gonna fuck y'all up, would be Ham. All right, because it's the physical body. Now, if we tie these to the species, the different, if you look at okay, we're gonna look at 4 words: man, Asiatic, human, and mankind. You look at Noah as being man because man is the mind, okay? Man is the mind of God, all right? And then you look at Shem would be the Asiatics, the firstborn, the soul people, okay? Then you would look at Japheth would be the humans, okay? The ones the soul people created, all right? They're children, you know? And you can look at that as being like, Mexicans and blah, 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 everybody within the middle. And then you would look at Ham as being mankind and being the pale skin. Now I know that don't necessarily make sense because Ham means burnt and black, and we understand that. But when you looking at because understand when that original story was written, these modern day Europeans didn't exist like that. You understand what I'm saying? Like they weren't a issue on the planet, or they wasn't a political body in which we had to deal with. So they weren't written in the story. You have to understand these entities were in caves and things of that nature. You understand what I'm saying? They didn't really have a kingdom and a story like that. You know what I mean? So when that story was written, it was a metaphysical story for you as a person. I mean, you know what I'm saying? You as a human, you as an Asiatic, for you to reach your higher self. You understand what I'm saying? That's how the Bible is. The Bible is an allegorical story for you to reach God. It's, religion. Realign you with your higher self. God is within the heart. Prophet told you Allah can be found within the heart. Okay? So, all right. Now, so we know that ham don't mean, so-called white folks. But understand the analogy. It's different. We different out here. Right? Asiatic means one of Asia. In Asia, I heard from brother Asiatic Dukaterius means something that God created. Now, I couldn't find that definition. I just found physical. It just means the physical world. Well, that's something that God created. So, you understand what I'm saying? That is what that is. But, I just didn't get that specific definition because I'm limited with my research capabilities, you dig? But anyway, an Asiatic is one who is a human being, but is only half human because he has a soul within him. He has that fire, that Shem. You understand what I'm saying? And then the human being will be our children that we created from the Yakub experiment. So you have to factor that in, man, because that's a real freaking thing. Like I heard a brother earlier, he on he on YouTube. He with the Amon Ra squad, and he dropping the science on the white on the the European, his DNA and how they all human or what have you, but they got this and they got that, and he summed it up with them being a mutant because that's what it is, because they were mutated in the lab and created. You feel me? I mean, it just is what it is. You got to deal with it. I mean, they got to deal with it. You really ain't got to deal with it. You understand what I'm saying? You need to start dealing with who you are. What is this? What is this soul that is within you? You see what I'm saying? That's God, man. Like, we need to. You get like personally, as I got to the knowledge, went through the knowledge and blah blah blah. I found myself going straight back to being a Christian. And I don't mean that in the literal sense of, actually thinking Jesus finna come save me. But once you understand that you are Jesus and the God that, the hand that comes down to touch you, you understand what I'm saying? That's your heart touching your pineal. You feel me? Like, when you get that type of concept and you understand that, those 12 disciples, and the disciple means a discipline. And once you discipline these factions within your brain, you become the 13th. You see what I'm saying? And the 13th is really the 1 plus the 3 is the 4, and that's the new foundation to create a new life, and that's why Jesus died and then resurrected. You see what I'm saying? Type shit. Like, I want to get on some shit like that. Like, let's get off this bullshit arguing about who these other people is. Like, forget these people, man. Like, everybody's gonna evolve. You know what I'm saying? The mankind, y'all got a chance to become, real humans. A real boy, Pinocchio. You dig? And then the human beings, our children, the Romans. You know what I'm saying? Peace to Asiatic Dukaterius to put that jewel in my mind. The original Romans is who we would call Mexicans, the Latins today. You know what I mean? Like, okay, that makes so much sense because the Romans spoke Latin. You feel me? And then they even he dropped something about the word Hispanic was tied to them too. I can't get into because I haven't done the knowledge to it. I just heard, you feel me? But if you know it, then you know, whatever. But anyway, you see what I'm saying? Those human beings can have a chance if they find enough the love in their heart to honor they, you know what I'm saying, they big brothers and sisters, mothers and fathers, you dig, and you know, raise themselves up. They got a chance. They gonna become an Asiatic being. You feel me? You know, earth keepers or what have you. And then you Asiatics, you know, you got an opportunity to get back to God for real. You know what I mean? So everybody got a chance to evolve, man, and that's the main point. It ain't about no division. But we ain't the same. We ain't come from the same. We ain't going to the same. So you need to focus on you. And that's my main thing. You are the Moorish science temple. You apply the Moorish science to your temple. You know what I'm saying? God is within the temple. So, you know. Yeah, peace and love, man. Take it easy.